So in this video today, we're going to be looking at some of Jacob's 3 best chords to get from his cover of the song Best Part. He's in the key of E flat. So this is the world that we're going to be in. So we're going to be looking at the E flat major scale. These are the family notes that we need. Now, interestingly enough, the original song as done by h.e.r. and Daniel Caesar was in the key of D. So Jacob's approach is actually playing the song a semitone higher. Okay. So the fundamental chord progression is as follows. It's E flat major, B flat minor, A flat major, D flat major, and with some time to it. So da da da, B flat minor, da da da, A flat, da 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 da. That's it. Simple as that. And that's the whole song. So we've got to look at Jacob's approach now. So option number 1 is looking at sus chords. So we have E flat major, chord 1, B flat minor, which represents chord 5, chord 4, A flat, but it's this last chord. Rather than just doing Jacob had this idea. And then resolving. So check it out in context. So yep. That's so nice, and you can even see I've given you an additional color tone in terms of the 7, but we'll get to that in a moment. Fundamentally, it's D flat. So this sus approach, this suspended, it's like a warm hug. It holds you and then points you in a direction, which in this context will be D flat major. So how do we create a sus chord? Well, on the left hand, if you want to create a D flat sus chord, on the left hand we'll have D flat. On the right hand, we're going to go down a tone and play a major of that. So it'll be this, and then we have the resolve. So we've got like this tension and release. That's so beautiful. So in context, da da da, yeah, da da da, here we go. Da 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 da, beautiful. So that sus approach is really a game changer because it creates that tension, yeah, a bit of ambiguity, and then comes back home. I love that. Now, what's quite interesting with this chord progression, as you noticed, this is the major scale. The second chord, we've got this D flat, so we've got a note that is not in the major scale. Quite interesting. And then that last chord, that D flat crops up again. Now think about this. In music, going from 5 to 1, what we would call a perfect cadence, is one of the strongest relationships you're going to get in music. Going from here, for example, in the key of E flat, 5, 1. It's just complete. It's a resolution. Now, what's interesting with this song, we've got this sus, we've got this D flat major chord. Now, to my ear, this chord represents chord 5, and it could represent chord 5 very, very clearly if the chord progression finished here, 5, 1, 5, 1. But what's interesting is that we've got this tension, got the release, but it's still not complete, and then they finish here, or they come back around, back to the E flats. That's very, very interesting. It definitely creates a sense of, it's quite a recurring feeling in terms of the chords as a whole, because it's like it's never really finished. It keeps going round and round, as opposed to coming to this kind of complete stop. So that's option number 1, utilizing a sus chord over a major chord. Got that tension beforehand. Okay, wonderful. The next one is the next chord approach in terms of REHARM from Jacob Collier is as follows. So we're going here from E flat to our B flat minor, but he didn't just do that. Oh no, he did this. Da, 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 woo. Come on. And that is so simple, but the effect of it is so, it's deep. It's very emotional. We're coming at this B flat, simply put, from a, not a semitone, two semitones, a tone above, going down chromatically. Quite simple, really. So in context, we know that B flat is our destination. And we're just approaching it in this case from Jacob's approach, going from a tone below, a tone above, I should say, a tone above, Yeah. So let's do both of those approaches together. The sus chord and also this chromatic feel going to a minor chord. All right, so I'll give you the fundamental chord progression first. Okay, so here we go. The first chord coming up will be the chromatic one. There we go. Sus. Oh, that's wonderful. Now there's a third REHARM option that is really, really good. Check it out. Oh. So we've got this kind of crunch chord before our A flat. Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this chord, we're going to be utilizing a 7, like ultimately it's an A7. You could think about this as being, I'm choosing to do a kind of altered approach, or sharp 5, sharp 9 in relation to the A. I like that voicing. Jacob did something kind of in keeping with that as well. But you could even think about it even more deeper and in a way that I think is more holistic. So we've got chord 1. Now you could think about this as just being a semitone away, so just a bit more tension, and just choosing to use, in this case, is sharp 5, sharp 9. But actually, there's a bit more to it that you could think about now, and especially this helps a lot in terms of application. Now, if we know we're going to this A flat major, think about what I said before, going from 5 to 1. So if you want to know, a really easy REHARM chord to do for a chord, in this case, A flat, just think about what is the 5 of that chord and play that chord. So the context of this A flat, we ultimately know we're going from E flat major, B flat minor to A flat. So this is where we're going to, and we're thinking about a REHARM option. So we're going to be just looking at chord 5 in this key of A flat. So it's 5, so it'd be E flat. So if I incorporate it down here, and in context, so E flat, B flat, passing E flat. You can hear how that works, and that's a really kind of acceptable, you could say, REHARM option. However, if you think about it a bit deeper and think about like a 7, more so even a 13, just adding a bit more color, still ultimately a E flat. And rather than playing E flat, we're going to do a tritone substitution. Simply put, we're going to move from E flat and go, you can either go down or up 2 tones. Either way, you'll still get to the same note. So in this case, we're going to go up by 3 tones. 1, 2, 3, A. Likewise, if we went down from E flat, 1, 2, 3, you'll still get to A. So what we're going to do, we're going to be playing an E flat major chord in the right hand, but on the left hand we're doing a substitution. So we're substituting this E flat for an A. How would it sound? Well, it sound like this. There we go. You can kind of hear when I gave you the first example of this, you can kind of hear it in this. It sounds a bit more janky, you could say, a bit more cluttered. But that's the feel. Now I like the fact of playing a 13 because it enables us to easily, rather than play it. So let me give you the 13 approach in terms of the E flat. So we're going to be playing an E flat 13, which is just our 5 of A flat. We're just adding some more color tones. So let me show you how that would sound. B flat minor. So we've got our passing chord, which is going to go here, our 5 to 1. Now, if I do the REHARM option, so rather than just doing, well, you could say the double REHARM option, rather than playing E flat on my left hand, I'm just going to do this tritone substitution and play A, and play this. Hear how it sounds. Here we go. You can hear how it comes together. Yeah, and ultimately it's built on the fact that we're going from 5 to 1. I'll give you both options. So, here's the E flat 7, or only difference between the two chords, one note. E flat has been now changed to our A, which is really nice in the bass because you've got this kind of descending motion. So there you go, there's your 3 options. So let's build, let's go from the top. I'll give you the foundation. chord progression, E flat major, yeah, A flat, D flat. Alright, so when we come back around to that chord, we're going to make it a sus chord. Yeah. Alright, our sus chord, tension, release. Beautiful. Alright, now we're going to have our chromatic going to our minor. Yeah, so we came at it from a tone above where we're going to. So da 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 da. Da da da. Back to our sus. We'll keep the sus in there. Resolving. Alright, and the last one, our tritone substitution. Here we go. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I'll give you a bonus. But before we get there, we have to apply this in all 12 keys. You don't want to be limited to just being able to work out these exercises in one key, because you want to be able to apply this all over the keyboard. So let's go up. We were speaking about tones before. Let's go up to the key of F. We can use this as a practice exercise. So in the key of F, this is the chord, this is the family notes that we need. So the major scale of F. So we have chord 1. And this is really, really good to be able to establish very quickly, knowing where the major scale is of whichever respective key you're working on, because it gives you a reference point, a clear reference point, especially in terms of the chord numbers. If you notice, sometimes I'm utilizing the chord names, which you'll see on the screen as well, but also knowing the chord numbers is super, super helpful in terms of giving you a reference point, a destination point for chords. So chord 1, F major, then chord 5 as a minor, which is C minor, B flat major, chord 4, and then we finish with the flat 7, which is E flat major. So all together in time, da, 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 a bit higher, da, 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 with the vocal. Da, 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 da. Okay, so for this chord, we need to employ this sus approach, and we create a sus chord with having E flat in this case on the left hand, so we're going to be playing an E flat sus, and we're going to be going down on the right hand by a semitone and another semitone to make a tone. And all together we've got a major chord of this respective note that is a tone below E flat, so it's going to be D flat major. Tension, release. Beautiful. So in context, da, 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 da. Yeah. Now, option number 2, we're going to be employing our chromatic approach, going to this minor chord, a tone, approaching it from a tone above. So it will be here, and then we're going to be going to C minor. So that means we need to go up a tone. So it's going to be utilizing our D minor, chromatically down semitone to get to here. So da 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 da, da 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 da, and we'll bring the sus back on the E flat. Alright, now we need to get our tritone substitution. So let's think about this. We've got our C minor. Now we know we're going to B flat. So the 5 of B flat is F. So we know it's going to be a passing chord, fundamentally a F7 to our B flat, but we're going to be using our tritone. So moving the F up a tone and playing that note. Yeah. And I like the voicing, as I showed you before, thinking about it like a 13 chord, so playing F7 in terms of this particular voicing. This is just a preference thing. But on the left hand, it makes it very easy to move from this F and just play a B. And everything's very economical that way, because I was here before, C minor, so I don't need to move my hand very far at all, on both hands in fact, to play the next chord. Just go right here. So all together, F, chromatic from the D minor to the C minor. Here we go, REHARM on the, yeah, that's our substitution right there in terms of the tritone, going down to the B flat. Yeah, beautiful. One more time. Yeah. All right, so that bonus. Let me give you the bonus. Let me go back to the key of E flat. So Jacob's, and please do watch his version, because his version, there's a lot going on there. But one big takeaway from Jacob's approach in terms of his piano playing is to use other chord tones rather than just playing a triad. Think about, for example, playing a major 7. How would that sound? So the foundation is this. So if you, rather than playing our triad on E flat, we could just move our thumb on the right hand down a semitone right there, because on the left hand we have E flat already, so we don't really need to double it on both hands. So the right hand thumb can just go down to oof, likewise for the minor, rather than playing B flat minor, you can go down with the right hand thumb 2 steps, so 2 semitones to create the minor 7 option. So for major chords, if you want to make a major 7, just move your thumb down on the right hand by a semitone. If it's a minor chord, so if it was E flat minor, just move your thumb down by 2 semitones to get that 7 approach. All right, so right here, yeah, and adding these extra color tones, just it brings a song to life, brings the chords to life. I really do like this approach as well in terms of the sus, adding the 13 and then resolving in this case to the 9. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. Once again. Yeah. Adding in these 7s, as you can see. Yep. Now with all the REHARM options, so if I know I'm going to my B flat minor, I can approach it from a tone below. Yeah. And then even with a there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, practice these concepts in all 12 keys and enjoy your creative journey. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.